So let me help you again use YouTube and internet for improving as a composer. Now let's talk about musical analysis. So I think many people miss the point of musical analysis when it comes to teaching composers. I told you already some ideas about it, and here's another one. So you see some good videos about so not about musical analysis but of music analysis. So music analysis video where some musical piece is analyzed, and by analysis they mean to write on the score some information about the score. And in some few cases, in some channels I saw they do actually good analysis. I saw some young people who do interesting analysis, principally in the field of film music. So, but what they are missing, I think not the people who are doing the video, but the people who are watching. People who don't have the introduction to musical analysis based on theories of music, as it is taught frequently on music schools, in college. They will miss the point a little bit if they are composers, because the whole point with musical analysis is to teach you how to do musical analysis. So this is the most important, the first and most important thing that you have to develop. And this will be about 1 year of training. So when you are at the university with a teacher, a composition teacher, if he's a good teacher and it's a private mentorship at the university, and he has time, if it is a rich university, you have more time with private lessons. So this was the case with Mozarteum. For me, it was the good part there. So a lot of private mentorship. So then if you have this privilege, you will see that the teacher show you how to approach a musical piece from the point of view of a composer, and this is what matters for you. And when we have the signs written on the score, we have the result of the musical analysis. This is sometimes useful for learning harmony, showing examples of harmony. So for example, if you are learning Walter Piston harmony, he will show examples. So this is a very common use of musical analysis. This is the didactic use of musical analysis, pedagogical use of musical analysis, to show some examples, okay? Now, if you see a whole piece of John Williams and all the chords written down, this doesn't matter, because if you are already in the stage of understanding a score of John Williams and following, you know that he used a C minor here, and then right after E flat minor there, and then suddenly a mixture of sus chords, because you can already read the score, I suppose. So the point of the musical analysis in this case will be to point out which are the more special moments of this music, and to give a better idea of to explain the artwork, okay? To explain the artwork. About this function of musical analysis, I want to do a video later, because my best I show later, and I told a student how my theory of musical analysis works, so the classification of the types of musical analysis and how they integrate together. But for you now, it matters way more to understand how to analyze music. So this means it matters for you to see another composer in front of you showing his process, his thought process of approaching a piece of music to solve some challenge or to answer some question. And I don't remember any video on YouTube that I watched that covers this topic this way. So this is something that is missing. And I did some videos where I teach you some techniques and some styles, and then I use the scores and I engage in music analysis to do the lesson. And this is already an example of how to do the musical analysis, okay? But it is not entirely perfect yet, because I was using the musical analysis as an instrument to teach harmony and some important techniques of the so-called course in harmony and counterpoint and some styles. But what you want to understand first is how to approach a score of music with a very clear question and trying to formulate a very clear problem, and understand that different pieces, they have different problems, they will trigger different questions, and this will require of you different tools of musical analysis. Now, when you are in this activity, the worst thing that you can think of is that you are now starting to become a musicologist. Do you understand? So this is a very important difference that you have to understand. So the musical composer, he is always doing art, and if he learns something out of the musicology or music theory, he learns because his main goal is the art. So you need to allow to yourself some freedom to use the tools that are useful for you. So depending on the question that some piece triggers, some problem that it will be shown by the piece, and also by the interaction between the musical piece and your interests as a composer, so your taste as a composer, and where you are as a composer. So depending on this interaction, you have different problems, different questions, and then you have to use different tools, and you pick those tools and throw it away actually as you like. Do you understand? If you are not teaching. So this means take Bach, for example, or Haydn. No one cares if you are analyzing and studying Haydn in terms of schemes, or in terms of functions, or in terms of degrees, or in terms of already made musical form, sonata form, or not. What matters is why are you going to Haydn as a composer, and what do you want to learn there? Do you understand? So perhaps you are going to a symphony of Haydn to understand how he used the woodwinds, because it's a very important topic in the history of orchestration and the development of the musical, of the symphonies. So and how does he use the timpani? Do you understand? Because they had a very limited resource for percussion, and if you want to understand this style, it is a very nice idea to understand when he uses the timpani, and when he does these very basic things like doubling the flutes and violins, and when is the bassoon not playing the bass line, and doing another thing. So these are moments that are important in the development of these types of orchestrations towards the more free orchestration of the Romanticism. So each piece has a different problem, and you want to understand how to think about each piece of music slowly. So, and when you see an analysis that is already everything ready, you don't understand the process, and the process was the most important part. Okay, so it's not that this analysis they are wrong. Some of them they are, but they show the result. But for you as a composer, the most important aspect is the process, not the result. So I could now show the chords of Mussorgsky now at the end of the pictures at the exhibition, and okay, I can teach you interesting things in harmony, but it is way more important. It comes way before this, that you learn how to go to the score alone and start to extract knowledge out of it. This is one of the most important things you will be able to do, and then later you will start being able to do this somehow just by listening or just by looking at the page when you are doing some prima vista reading. So understand the process, the thought process that leads to a good musical analysis. Try to find people who are doing this in front of you and answering questions, doing some dialogue. And then from there you will see, you will be able to use the ready-made music analysis. So there's rhythms in somehow in a more useful manner, because of course they are useful. So imagine that we have a summary of all the harmonic progressions used by Mozart in his sonata, his piano sonatas. So of course it is useful, principally for the musicologist and the music theorist. But you have to understand in which category you are doing the activity that you are doing. So here I teach mostly composers, not academics, then not scholars. So the interest here is to understand the thought process, the creative thought process in front of the musical score. Because when you create your own score, what you want is the creative thought process, not the purely scientific analytical. Okay, it won't matter so much if what you're doing will be a Prina or a Romanesca. Okay, I'm sure it won't matter that much. So the Prina and the Romanesca, they will matter for the scholars, for the theorists, to show, okay, they always use the Prina and the Romanesca. Okay, congratulations. And now so what? So in the generality and in the common rules, you won't find the artwork, the true substance of the music. The true substance of the beauty in the artwork will be related to some singularity, but also not only the singularities, it's the relationship between singularity and the universal. And Hegel explained this better than anyone, as I can remember for now. Perhaps Kant is a good competitor, but they are not so. These concepts of singular and universal were important for both philosopher. Any philosopher who is intelligent will care for these concepts. Also Kierkegaard, but also Aristotle. So I don't want to. I don't even remember the intrinsicies. The intricate relationships between Kant and Hegel, they are hard. But what I can tell is that Hegel figured out this in a very interesting way, how the singular and the universal are related in art. Kierkegaard uses similar concepts, but he goes towards different conclusions, towards more the necessity to understand the individuality. So he's an existentialist, and he wants to understand what is the singular aspect of things. But Kierkegaard was also crazy that the music is important for him just to give an exposition of his very religious philosophy. So actually this goes in another direction than you might expect. Actually the music is in a inferior state for Kierkegaard, if I understood well, because he's also a complicated writer. If you want to know about his philosophy of music, this is in the book either so Entweder oder, where he speaks a lot about Don Giovanni by Mozart, and it is, by the way, one of the most interesting thoughts that you might have about Mozart and music. Actually this gave to me my love for Mozart, and so it backfired. So the idea of Kierkegaard is that Mozart is the essence of music, but the music is the essence of the aesthetic approach to life, and the aesthetic approach to life is not good. Do you understand? It's like it's fake, it's false. So and I talk only the good part to understand how Mozart is really the essence of music. Do you understand? And the aesthetic approach to life, I think, come on, Kierkegaard. Do you understand? So, what is the result? So you start to negate art and the beauty, and then you start to have many problems of hypocrisy. That is very common to some fields of theology. So now the thing of the singularity will give you the key to do a good musical analysis, and then later you start to analyze the relationship between what is singular in some piece of music and what is general. Okay, and then more details about it I want to do in another video, where then I can explore more this theory of the main categories that you have to work with when you are studying a piece of music. And here the main thought was to highlight the necessity of you giving more importance to the process, and you have to do this. So this is why I am not beloved on YouTube, because I just give you the tasks to do. Do you understand? So you have to love the process, and when you see the analysis ready, this is why not? This is also a little bit, so this is good, but this is not the main point. So stop being an spectator of musical analysis. Okay, this is what is happening a lot on YouTube. So we are again affecting the pedagogy of music theory, creating the idea that you can be an spectator of the musical analysis. And another thing to end the video that is still very important is that these videos with a very short, brief musical analysis that is consequence of a lot of work sometimes of the YouTuber, they are actually, I have a little bit of, let's say, I find very inconvenient to call it music analysis. I don't feel like it is really this. the proper name would be like resumed analysis. So analytic resume of the work, or things like this, or harmonic analysis. The true engagement and activity of musical analysis is only ready and really concluded when you start doing the whole act of interpretation and evaluation of the data that you got out of the music. And most of the people, even more intellectual people, they tend to forget this point. So the most important step in the music analysis, the last step, is the hermeneutic step, is the step of comprehension of the elements that you identified. And most people, they have this tendency to be satisfied by the fact that they identified something. Oh, the printer. Oh, so but the whole thing is, why is the printer there? Do you understand? And this type of questions, they are hard, and people don't ask themselves. So they just identify the thing. They don't ask why, and it could be different. No, why is not different? So now I heard, for example, Ravel. So he ends with the contrabass, with arco, piano, contrabass, arco, piano, and then he wants more piano, and now there is nothing else than pizzicato. So why is this pizzicato there? So because it's the still more piano version of the contrabass. So, and this type of thought is not always there. So I saw a lot of trumpet, and then the corn anglais. So why the corn anglais? Okay, I figured out he wanted to find another instrument that is the most similar possible, like the trumpet, when played in this way. So why is not the oboe? Why is not the clarinet? Do you understand the ideas? So I think this type of thing is missing. So the music starts with strings, very slowly, string chorale. Okay, he wants a very smooth crescendo, but almost you can't perceive what is happening, but something is happening. So then the timpani, everything is low, and now the clarinet. So why the clarinet in the dark register? So because this is one of the most discreet ways to insert this melodic line, and now to start using the woodwind. So the evaluation of the data that is there, this step is always missing, and this is one of the most important steps again. So to understand the process, the thought process, and the evaluation of data, so they are very closely connected. And the resumed analysis, I will not say this is something that it doesn't have any value. I also do this sometimes. I did a Brahms video in this way. But if you watch a resumed analysis, the criteria of quality is that the theorist, so the author, or the YouTuber in this case, that he point out only the most specific and special elements of the music that answer some important questions. So for example, the Gates of Kiev, so Mussorgsky, at the end, the orchestration of Ravel, which is the main problem of this piece. The main problem is that it starts already very loud and very brassy and chorus and homophonic, and he just wants this the whole music. And then it's a little bit alternating, a little bit like a rondo, not rondo, but alternating. Then it comes back, the melody again. And always when it comes back, he wants more. But it was already the whole time more, do you understand? So now which are the techniques that he is able to use now, still to make the more, still more and more. So he's low, he pushed everything back, and this creates a sense of size in the orchestra even more. And then he brings the fucking bell. And it's just awesome. So one of the great moments of music that I had the experience to hear today live. So this this is a very important thought about musical analysis. Think about it, and remember to give a like if you watch it until the end, and leave your comments. So see you later. Ciao, ciao.